Hello and welcome back to Skygate, our 5e D&D campaign, taking part primarily in Skygate, a Dwarven city, as well as the terrifying Underdark below. But we're not there yet, we're still in Skygate. When last we left this new business enterprise, these young entrepreneurs who had gathered together to become agents for a distribution and eventually expedition company out of this city. You had a couple different ideas of where you're going to go next. You were accosted while trying to save someone from a crumbling building by an Umber Hulk, which you killed and extracted some eyeballs from. And I believe your next move was heading to the Bronze Tap, the biggest, rowdiest party bar in Skygate.
I forget, who was it we were looking for specifically first at the Bronze Tap?
My Ruby Fist. What's
It's like a mining foreman or something, right?
I believe
Yeah.
Liftrasa is yours?
Ruby Fist with Frost.
Yes, Liftrasa.
Ruby Fist is last name.
Oh.
Ruby Fist is a heck of a first name, though. Name your kid Ruby Fist.
The group of you are all heading there. There's no checks required. A couple of you have recently left from there, so you know exactly how to get back to the Bronze Tap. However, something that wasn't there when you left, but needs to return.
I'm sobering up
You're sobering up.
significantly.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
We can fix that. As you are all heading towards the Bronze Tap, another weird sound that you hear as you are moving down a street, this time towards a pretty large kind of central square where two of these large, big crossing platforms intersect. In the middle of a kind of bustling crowd, you hear BOOM!
Uh-oh.
We hear a voice.
Was
through
that-
You hear a voice.
Was
You
that,
hear
was that a
exactly.
boom?
BOOM!
Or Doom.
That's right. It's either
Yeah.
boom or doom.
Beware!
Doom.
I heard
Doom.
beware boobs.
True.
And
No good
it doesn't. If you are looking for the source of this, it does no roll required. You see, standing on what is essentially a literal soapbox, a Kuatoa, kind of hunched over with his tongue half out of his fish-like maw. This is a fishman, a Kuatoa, who's standing on it, waving his hands in the air, going, "Beware, doom!" And people seem to be mostly paying him no mind.
I'm going to do the exact same and pay him no mind.
I want to go over there and touch him. I want to see how strong he is.
Okay. You walk over towards him with a finger extended. Are you trying to sneak up on him?
No.
Or are you just walking straight at him?
Yeah.
What does this roll mean?
He's kind of like being very animated and does not seem to, even though you're walking straight at him, doesn't seem to really notice your approach. He seems to be looking for anybody who will engage with him, but doesn't notice
But
you
misses the one
approaching
person.
straight towards him with a finger extended.
Going straight for the
I'm
belly
gonna
button.
Poke the slimiest part that I can poke.
Okay. You reach out and touch, and it is slimy. It is viscously slimy. It's like you smear a finger along him, and you have like a little like layer of goop on your finger of fish slime. And he kind of slaps at your hand as you do it, and he grabs you by the scruff of your jacket in less of a like, you punk it, but more like a, you gotta listen to me sort of way.
Right.
And he goes like, beware, beware, listen here, dragon friend, the Underdark is flooding.
That's
Flooding?
It's flooding!
Wouldn't you be
Like
excited about
metaphorically or literally?
I saw the great sea. The tide rose higher than I've ever seen. And it's not gone back since last I was there.
When were you there
At
last?
this rate, the whole Underdark will flood. And Rise and Skygate will flood. And the whole world, beware.
Is he wearing clothes?
You be excited about that as a fish person?
The whole world will flood, you fool!
Where will I get my smoking tobacco?
He seems confused at your question.
I'm gonna, whatever
bad
clothes
for us,
he is
but
wearing, I'm gonna
fine for you.
What are you
Okay,
sweating?
wiping it along his clothes, you just thicken the layer of goo on your finger as his clothes are equally fishy gooey.
It's infinite goo.
He says, if you have any wits about you, I would pack up and get to the highest peak you can with the loved ones you have left.
Why aren't
Before
you-
the whole world is beneath the waves.
Why aren't you going to the highest peaks?
Because someone has to warn the masses.
It
This
doesn't.
guy's a real hero.
That's goddamn right. He says, slapping your back, leaving a viscous goo handprint on it.
Yeah.
That's right. At this point, I'm like
My
scratched
finger.
up and like.
I'm
Which
gonna
god?
talk
What's the name of their god again?
My god. Blue ball?
Oh, it's way
Blue
larger.
ball. My God, blue balls.
I cheers to that, brother.
Do blue ball.
May you
Well,
never
of
have-
course, Blindlepoop,
Yeah.
goddess of the depths. She
So-
will rise as the sea does.
So you're a doomsayer, but do you have the like what is the salute? Like, why is it rising?
Gotta have some kind of idea.
Okay, no idea. Got it. No worries.
My thought,
This is exactly nothing.
there's a great giant on the opposite end of the sea, dropping rocks into the sea, one at a time, until it rises and floods the world.
Well, then we have time, don't
That's some straight up Greek mythology.
That is.
Yeah.
All of Tadira will flood. Mark my words, we will all die, all of us. We're doomed.
Wait, but you can breathe
we?
underwater.
You can breathe underwater. You're a fish
You're
person.
kind to be fine.
I don't think you're listening.
Let's do it.
All of Tadira
Yeah.
will be
Yeah.
under the sea.
Do you have a
Right,
cousin
that
named
is concerning,
Ramadayun?
but why are you scared?
He's just trying to help us out.
I'm not tracking what you're saying at all. friend.
Can we move on from this conversation?
Absolutely not. We gotta spend. Are you not hearing the funny voice Eric says? This guy's going on it.
I was gonna say, we're recruiting him. He's coming.
Whatever
along.
side quests that we can get from this dude,
I'll
so we
carry
can
him
just
around
keep
in a backpack and he'll
You
get
and
killed
you
by ruining
will
every
go
stone.
into the Underdark and slay this great giant. You could save the world.
Well,
That is the quest.
Keep
I will
it.
pay top dollars if it's done successfully.
Done.
Everything I own to save all of Tavira.
I don't know if we want everything. You know?
I don't think he owns
I don't
very
know if we
much.
want anything he owns.
I just want him to give me
but-
everything he has.
What does this giant have to be on the other side of the planet?
theoretically.
No, the sea. The underground one that he's dropping the rocks into.
Oh, so he's still in the Underdark.
I have a lot of geology questions
That's-
about this world.
Don't get started.
Well,
First of all,
as we all know,
Yes.
the entirety of Tavira is one large flat plain. And eventually, all the water will rise and pour over the side, but it will reach equilibrium at the highest peak.
Are we standing on a giant turtle underneath? I heard that's the thing.
No, that's ridiculous.
the giant fish.
Tell me more of your cosmology, fish man.
Keep doing the funny voice, funny man.
This is where we get the very specific like D&D wiki searches of like Kuatoa idea on cosmology of the universe.
Well, we all worship Blindlepoop, obviously. But we all worship her in the way that you worship a flood. You
we
don't
don't
want to
worship
die to the flood, so you worship it.
That is not how this
So are
works.
you worshipping this flood?
God no! God no!
That'd be blasphemy. He worships a god.
Blindlepoop wants this to happen. He wants to flood the earth. And praise to Blindlepoop, we don't want what she wants.
It's fair.
So do you keep
This-
praying to
This
her?
guy's
to...
religious.
Yes.
This guy's religious stance is also confusing me.
Well, he's a Kuatoa, so
I think if we keep drinking and hanging out with this man, we'll understand it a little bit more.
That's true, but I'm on the clock.
That's
I
true.
want
That doesn't stop you.
We're all on the clock
Stop
right
me
now.
from drinking.
Do you have paper?
Pretty sure I do. Where is it?
You're gonna get some Kuatoa chicken scratch.
I have paper, but you can't have any of mine.
I have 5 pieces of paper. I know I have a writing implement somewhere.
Digging around in his bag.
I suppose it's what this city deserves because of its apostasy.
Apostasy.
That's as good a answer as any.
I mean,
heard
I
in
think
this conversation.
I think historically floods do generally happen because of apostasies. Yes.
yes.
We're standing on
Bible
a
time
paper,
on
stone, right?
Nativity.
Yes.
I'm gonna have a piece of chalk.
Who-
Just kind of draw it on the.
This is
Hi
what he
there,
drew
Who
on
would
his
know
chalk.
Jeffords joined this campaign?
I get it now.
Thank you. That's a very simple flow chart. It helps you to understand.
I'm gonna try to get.
You are gonna have to take a photo of that.
Go
and put it-
lower, forward, towards you, forward, little more forward, little more up, little towards me, little down. I think they get the picture.
Dude, we're not gonna digitize that, so we need to get it on the cameras.
We could have just taken a picture of it, put it over like that.
But now we can have the whole
So now
camera
you
filled up
see?
with
I mean,
postcards.
now I feel like it ruins
mean,
the bit if I take a
That's
picture of it.
unequivocal proof to me.
Truly.
If you take it seriously, you will either flee to the peaks or charge to the depths to stop this. If you be heroes.
We're working hard on the latter.
It's true.
We're going to head to the Underdark as soon as we can.
Also true.
You seem the heroic type. This puts my heart at ease, but I must continue to spread the word, in case, God forbid, you fail. Though Blib 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 will want you to fail, for she wants the entire world.
But you'll be looking out for
Praise to
us.
Blib.
You'll be looking out for us.
See,
Yeah.
that's what I mean about
Praise
this. This
to
guy's
Boogie
religious
Boo.
stance just
Yeah,
sort of
he doesn't. He
confuses
doesn't want it to flood and to honor his
doesn't-
goddess, but he.
No. It makes total sense. Your god wants to destroy the world.
Yeah, Booby
And
Boo
you pray to
wants
them
to
that they
flood.
don't. Easy.
And
No, I would never pray to her that she doesn't destroy the world. That would anger her greatly.
Ah, I see.
So you just prayed to her about how great
He's-
she
he
is.
just kind of hope it
Yes.
doesn't happen.
He's just being a little. Well, he's being a little backstabby about the whole thing.
What if
It's
you
just
asked
like,
her
yes,
very
praise
nicely?
to God, get down there and stop her plans. Yes, praise to God.
What if you asked her very nicely to not flood the world?
She did not respond well to positive. She's like all about the death
Oh.
and the floods
Have you
and the storm.
And the debt.
have you tried sacrificing a
storms.
mackerel?
Does she like Krakens? Kraken.
Essentially, she is one.
Yep.
In theory. She is the depth. She is what rides beneath the
So
sea.
Booby Boob is an ugly squid monster. Alright.
Blasphemy! Her grace is gorgeous. She is perfect in her slimy tenderness.
Just like you.
so ugly I could die.
Alright. Well,
Hey.
thank you for your info about actually flooding in the under. That is like a big deal to know about actually, and it explains why that monster came out.
One,
Sure, this is
it requires several things to be true. One, a sea in the Underdark is only a rumor. As far as I'm aware, it at least hasn't been confirmed by a reliable source. Two,
Are you saying this in front of you?
This is probably as we're like walking away
Yes.
like towards the bronze tap.
As you start to walk away, he says, "If you are successful, let the world know that it was the great eyes, the Flopdills Blues who warned you."
So that's why
Fabulous
he's full of it.
Flopdill Sploosh.
What? Deals?
So he's just full of it, is all he is.
the noise that fish makes when it jumps out of the water.
Oh.
You're going
Flop-
No, he
Big
jumps back into the water. Drops out and then flop. Sploosh.
Well, I just, no, I just
It's
mean
jumping to the
Yeah,
water.
when it when it jumps out of the water back into the water.
Ah.
It's on the sheet. I'll look at it in 6 months and go, what the fuck?
That just sounds
Why does it
like
say
you
do?
like get sick
Well, we'll
on
find-
the
we'll find this in a
toilet,
couple
and then
years
you let
and
a
be extremely
dookie like
confused.
splash into the water.
And
As soon as you guys walk away, he's in here.
so, the sea, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a sea in the Underdark, but it's never been confirmed. And two, it would require it to actually be rising, which
Wouldn't it just be a lake if it's like? Under...
Well, I mean, isn't a sea just a really big lake?
No.
That's deep.
Isn't C just soup?
I
Isn't
mean,
the
it's a
earth
fish.
really
Because
just a
you
big
can't
salad?
drink it, and there's no
It's
carrots
a
in it.
fish.
No.
It's an extremely salty
So
fish
what's
stew
the
in
difference?
which
Yeah,
the
what's the
fish are
difference
still
between an
alive.
inland sea and a really big lake?
No.
Let me think about it.
Yes,
I'm glad
Forrest,
Flopdill
man.
Sploosh could make up such, or could bring up
Inland
such
sea.
important
Yeah.
life and death
Is
questions.
what? See?
Isn't an inland sea a lake?
That's what I just talked about.
Seas
But
are
not
at
a
sea
sea.
level. Lakes are above sea level.
What if they're below
I
sea
assume there are lakes below sea level.
Are there
No, then
seas
they
below
must be.
sea?
There are
These are at sea level.
there are places below sea level.
Nothing exists below sea level.
Like the
Death Valley
Underdark.
is
I don't think there's a lake there.
Fresh
I
water.
know there are places that are below sea level.
Fresh water.
But there are
Is there like
There's salt
There are
lakes.
saltwater lakes.
So, as this conversation continues and you walk, you arrive
is us.
outside the Bronze Tap,
Uh,
the biggest, rowdiest tavern in all of Skygate.
If anyone watching, let's put in the comments how you know they're just gonna see it. Like, please do that.
I guarantee you there is a technical.
Just ask ChatGPT later.
just start the
tell
debate
you
in the
something.
comments and let's see where this goes.
Alright, so we are looking for my good friend,
Liftrossa.
Liftrossa. Thank you. I don't know why that's so hard for me to remember. I think isn't that a magic card name? Liftrossa?
Don't believe so.
I don't think so.
Never mind.
You all enter in, I assume, to the Bronze Tap. It is more bustling than when you left, as it is now kind of technically the evening. Although time is very fluid in an underground place.
And I am unfortunately kind of technically working.
Kind of technically. The place is rowdy, it's big. Similar to when you guys left, there's 3 or 4 musical acts happening simultaneously in different corners of it that seem to be taking different attention. What are each of you, is everyone trying to look for somebody, or are you, and you're trying to look for your friend, you're the only person who can really recognize your friend, but are other people trying to do
going
anything
to
else?
the bar.
Going to the bar.
Drinking on the job.
Anybody else doing anything in particular, or moving with anybody else?
I guess.
Are there any other, like, surfacer rangers here?
Do you mean specifically
Like,
of your
yeah.
order? Go ahead and give me perceptions from both of you, too.
I'll go ahead and just see if I notice one of the 2 people I know
Twin.
Okay,
from
go
here.
ahead and roll the perception. 12?
I'm gonna look for
16.
the good, kind, rowdy, dwarfy dwarfs that they're on.
The good time?
Having good times.
Good timeliness.
I mean, no check required. Literally everyone here is having a good
But
time.
who's the most?
Okay,
That's
roll
where I want
perception.
to go.
That is a crit success. For
Crit success. Well, God, I guess fucking someone's here, then.
or a certain no
Can't
one.
see.
Or you are certain no
Nice,
one
dude.
is.
There's always an option.
What was yours, Matty G?
16.
16.
Looking for Liftrossa
So
Ruby.
it was a crit success, so a 19 because I have minus 1
Minus
perception.
1. One moment, please. With yours, Will, you do notice one here, though it is not the one you would hope.
I mean, I figured. I just want to see if anybody has any news.
The one that you recognize is, I believe his name is Baron. One second. Not Hef. No, that was me starting his last name.
The Hef?
He's
Baron
kind of
Hefner?
Effenweiser.
Jesus Christ.
Oh god!
You do recognize one of your order, which is Bairn, B-A-E-R-N, Half-Flayed. Bairn Half-Flayed is a minotaur. Big, gnarly minotaur with a big, like, kind of upper quarter of his body that is raw, scarred, and hairless from an encounter with a nasty Underdark creature. And he has quite possibly the worst reputation of any of your order for being a bloodthirsty man for hire who will do just about whatever you pay him to do. And has a track record of, like, that ending him up on the wrong side of the law and morality quite regularly.
I'll just see. I just want to know if he has any news from the Underdark.
Okay, what was yours?
10.
10. There is this one dude who's just jamming on this metal mandolin. He's got some mushrooms tied in his hair. He's this dwarf who's just steady vibing, but he looks kind of hippie-ish for you.
No.
I'll
I'll just go somewhere else.
go anywhere but there.
I like Erickson looks at me and goes, fuck, hang on.
You do notice Alkin Greystomp is at a bar talking with a couple other dwarves. And with yours, you do not see Liftrossa here. Going up to the bar, go ahead and roll me a perception.
Oh, me.
Lala.
Perception.
Flat roll.
Flat roll.
D20. There you
20. Thank you. Like, where's our dice?
go. They're right next to you. But
Where?
you got some right here. You got some.
You got like a few over here, you know.
Much like most of Jocelyn's things, there's kind of all over the place.
Hey. Don't talk about me like that.
8. Or no, 6.
6.
6. You walk up to the bar, and it's cool up there where that bar is. There's all sorts of dwarves in like tavern gear running up and down. If you move up to the bar, go ahead and give me a charisma check. We'll call it a persuasion.
Charisma.
While she's doing that,
is
I'll walk over to Axel and just kind
So-
of point out. It's like that's my
So it's +5
my
to
Grey
roll?
Stomp
No.
contact.
Okay.
Charisma, just a plus.
Persuasion.
Plus three?
Persuasion.
Oh, persuasion.
Unless
Oh,
you
sorry.
have proficiency.
P.
Well, unfortunately, we've already kind
Persuasion.
of ruled out the Grey
Plus five,
Stomps,
yeah.
haven't we? 'Cause we've already had a deal with.
I'm awesome!
Well, we know that
Damn
we
it.
know that this particular Grey Stomp is not
10.
high up
10.
in the
You're
family,
like-
so we can't really do much.
That awkward part of a super busy bar where none of the bartenders seem to be coming up to you right away. It seems to be slow to serve because it is popping right now.
Oh god, I'm a lizard. I don't
I'll,
have titties.
I'll also walk up to Grey Stomp and just kind of put my hand on his shoulder. Just
He kind of like tenses up and like slow turn looks over his shoulder and sees you. How did you meet this individual? How did you and Alkin meet?
pretty much during my travels before acquiring this job, I had pretty much I protected his caravan from bandits and
Okay.
saved him, and because isn't he he's one of the deliverers, or like he does the carriage stuff.
He's.
I'm trying.
I mean, you're the one that you know is Milo, your
Yeah,
other
Milo,
contact.
yeah.
He's kind of a negotiator and stuff for his company. You would know that Alkin is a part of the Grey Stomp clan, but mostly by birth,
Yeah.
more than skill. He's not a great smith and has no real dreams of being a smith.
Yeah.
When you saved him on the road, he was traveling in a caravan that had what looked like a bunch of kind of strange stoneworks on it, and it seems
Yeah.
like he's a wannabe stone carver.
That's right.
And that's kind of like he was trying to sell his statue's top side
Yeah.
when you found him.
Everyone
But he
was-
kind of like tenses up and looks over his shoulder and looking at him like he's not like a diminutive little dwarf. Like the way I described him was kind of like diminutive, but he's like a pretty. He's not old, but he's like an adult. He's an adult. He's got a pronounced scar on the side of his face, on kind of along his ear. He wears kind of ragged clothing, and he has a shaved head, but a longer braided beard that's kind of a dark brown. And he's kind of like looks up, and it's kind of nervous twitch you've seen him do before, where he just starts tugging at it. And he kind of looks over his shoulder, and he's like, "Zaraxis, I didn't think I'd see you here."
Yeah. I didn't. I guess this kind of fits your style of place being here.
This is everybody's style of place that's worth anything, if you ask me.
Here.
He gets it.
I'd be drinking if I wasn't working.
I'm drinking while I'm working.
How have you been since the bandit attack there?
Oh, okay. I've been working really hard, but the stone bones are hard cookie to crack. I wanna show them that I could be a great stone carver, but it's hard to even get them to look at anything you make.
Yeah. We're my compatriot and I'll point to Axel. We're trying to get in with some of the clans for our it's like a merchandise moving company, right?
Yeah. Well, as I'm sure you know, I wouldn't go barking up the Grey Stomp tree.
Yeah, we figured as much.
They don't like dealing with non-dwarves.
We're currently looking for who's your contact again?
Leftrasa Ruby Fist.
We're currently looking for a Ruby Fist, or Leftrasa, excuse me. Goes by the name Ruby Fist.
Don't know Liftrasa, but if you can get in with the Ruby Fist, that's a valuable deal.
Yeah. Well, leave you to it. Just
Enjoy your drinks and good luck with your business. Always good to see you. You know what? First one's on me.
Hey.
This dwarf with like a shaved head, little scar in his ear, walks up like, "Hey!" And then like you see this lady walk over and hands him a full tankard of bronze brew. He hands her some coin and grabs it and turns. Give me another persuasion check.
+5. 13.
She seems to kind of like turn away from you a second, but kind of like pause and be like, "Have you been helped?
No.
What can I get you?"
Ale, please.
She doesn't ask what you want, just says, "That'll be Gotta go to the section where I know how much this stuff.
5 gold.
Where's the racist?
Where's the racist list? She's like, 5 copper. And she turns around and she just, kind of without looking as she turns, like grabs an empty tanker and hits it to this big. You can see the back wall of this is this like 10 massive casks that are all have the same bronze brew ale like placard pinned to it. And she just cranks, fills one, turns, and slides it up to you.
So you have you spent
And
any money?
I guess I'll take the drink
I have-
from.
And he's gonna come
So
back and
this
he's
is
gonna
what
give you a
I have,
bronze brew.
yeah.
And you say,
210 gold.
you
So you
get the
break
first
it
one
down
for
to
free
10
every
silver.
time for what you did for me, friend.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah.
He picks up
Oh,
his
you have
like
boxes,
half full.
yeah.
I'll slam it back
Gold
with him,
pieces
and I'll
down at the bottom.
be like, thanks, and then go back to
Or sorry,
the group.
one up.
All right.
There you go. So
I'm
210.
going to
But 209 because you're gonna use one.
go up to just some group
And
of
then put silver
dwarves.
pieces.
Okay.
Put 9.
Are you
There's a
true
group of dwarves.
dwarves?
And I'm going to also order. What was
Oh,
like the fancy?
yeah.
Well,
pieces,
so
but 9.
here at the
Common
bronze
was 5.
tap, you would know that you can
There.
get the bronze brew. There is also the Longbeard Delver Stout, which is a more expensive, stronger beer, kind of a dark one. And they also are well known for the purple splatter, which is the dangerous but potent shot that they give here. But the only real drinks on tap are bronze brew and the Longbeard Delver Stout.
I'm gonna buy a thing of that style.
Okay,
I'm gonna go up to
it'll be 1 silver.
some dwarfy dwarfs,
Okay.
Some dwarves.
and I'm gonna go.
Dwarfy.
This is a drink for true dwarves, and now I'm just gonna chug it.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a persuasion.
They're gonna call you out on your boat.
We
Let me
didn't
do my
start
money
the bar
first.
fight, but we kinda did, and it's all fun.
I'll do the money later. Okay, persuasion, you say.
When the bronze tank on fire. During the bar fight, it was kind of awesome.
I'm rolling so bad. 9.
9.
You're like everyone's weird uncle.
You're like a bunch of them calling with you, and they're like, "Yeah, cheers, buddy." Don't put too much to drink.
I'm gonna. What's the name of the magic group? Like
They are the Rune Hearts.
Rune Hearts. I was like,
Really quickly though, you are wanting to walk up to
Oh my
Baron
God.
halfway,
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So he's in there. Oh gosh, I mean, we got too close to that camera. Hello? I'm here. Hello? Okay. And he's sitting there. You can see that he's got like a line of empty tankers that he's just like sliding and getting another.
problems.
He's basically the Brandon of and he doesn't seem to have any company currently where he's sitting, and people seem to be kind of intentionally giving him a wide berth. So as you kind of walk up over him, he seems to kind of instinctively like, somebody's approaching me, and that makes you
Are you approaching me?
and he kind of gives you that like over-the-shoulder look of like, who the fuck is walking up to me? And noticing that it's you, he's like, how can I help you, little bird?
Just wondering if you had any news from the Underdark. Well, with
The flooding and all.
people missing and all the rumors going around.
I just got back from an expedition. Been more of a snatch and grab. An expedition looking for another expedition. The Underdark's still
Were
as
they-
lucrative as it always is.
Was this other expedition alive when you found him?
No. He smirks. And as he smirks with the right side of his mouth, it exposes like, you can see like that side of his mouth is almost like a half-exposed cow skull, and it smiles with the teeth for that like
Two-Face.
flayed part of his.
What'd you do with Baron and Scary Face?
He does that like half smirk, but it exposes that part of the teeth. Yeah. No. Dead when we got there, unfortunately. Shame. However, I have heard rumor of people going missing. Sounds like that's happening up here, not down there. Not any more down there than it always does.
Right. Yeah, I've heard the same rumor. We've got, I don't know, an old drunk I could talk to, see if he knows anything. But we're working with a company trying to put together Underdark expeditions. Any advice on picking up a Deep Delver's Writ?
How drunk are you when you're talking with him?
Very
Less than he was before.
Significantly less than I was before.
He kind of cocks an eye at you saying, and he says, "What company?"
Vickelroy?
He kind of gives you a semi-confused look, and he's like, Vickelroy? Ain't that the last company and the last fellow that...
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you guys just live on Vickelroy?
He's like... bold of... I mean, I've heard of following in your, being a protege, following in footsteps and all, but those aren't footsteps I'd want to tread along.
We're rangers. Following footsteps is how you find people.
Or what's left of them. You're looking for a deep devil's writ right now, they got tight grips. A lot of people, a lot of new folk, new money coming into the city, wanting to get down there and get some new money of their own. Best I can say, unless you've got an in with Cragcrowns or done some great service or something for the city, I can't imagine they're going to give one at any sort of discount. And last I checked, getting one is in the thousands of gold.
Well, appreciate the help.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess
Taking
care of that-
possessions.
I'll
No?
I'll go up back to the bar and I'll order him a drink.
Okay,
I'll do
so
that.
then have them bring it to him.
I'll do the stout since it's the stronger of the two.
Okay.
And
It seems
to
like
be
he's probably come back and has had a pretty big payday, and he's
Right.
just taking stout after stout. But one slides down, and they seem to say something to him, and he kind of just like looks over his shoulder over at you, and again with like the side that's kind of scarred up, and he just gives that like smirk and then nods, lifting it, and goes back. And as he drinks, you can see like the fluid like kind of rush through that side as he gulps it down.
Metal.
He
That's
just
awesome.
murdered some people in the Underdark. Somebody else's expedition. Good
How's-
information.
Listen, if he likes it a
What's,
little bit
what's
more, maybe
that?
he'll leave you
That's
alive.
1 silver.
How big
1
is
silver
this
for the deep dive.
He's pretty big, right?
Hmm?
This guy's pretty big, right?
For the longer over.
Yes.
Oh yeah, this guy's probably in the 7 to 8 feet tall realm. He's kind of sitting on a dwarf-sized stool, hunched over up at this bar, but he's a big, burly-looking dude.
Never mind, I won't try that.
I would like Theogar to give me a perception
If he's
check.
8 feet tall, he has 3 feet on me.
He's a good dude.
He's got 2 feet. He's
5? Don't worry about it.
he's got 2 feet on me.
You don't notice something that wasn't that important, but could have been interesting.
I'm going to go around to you guys and say, hey, it's getting pretty late in the evening, and we've all had a rough day. So if you guys want to stay here and drink up or go back to your quarters, that's probably fine. I'm going to go find the Rune Hearts and see about these Umberhole guys, if any of you would like to join me.
I'll go with you
I can take
to see
you
if
there.
I can see if I can get in touch with my contact.
How far to the left are you leaning when you say that?
Hey, 86% sober.
Oh, okay.
Wow, you're really sober.
Nothing like a conversation with Baron Halfling. Really just get that blood pumping around.
I've been in a fight to the death today. I haven't drank in a while. I joined a company.
So I see.
A lot's happened.
I see dealing
sober
with that
up
Minotaur sobered you up, bird.
I'll go with you,
I was
but not
sober up
after
before.
taking a shot.
But it's
You're going up to the bar to get a shot?
Yeah.
You're
Baron
going
is
up
a
and what do you say? You go up to the bar and
sober
someone will approach you this time.
He looks
Okay.
like it.
What's a
They have 2 drinks. 3 drinks.
3?
They have the purple worm shot. It's purple splatter.
The purple splatter.
They have ale. And they got a stout.
I'm gonna do the purple splatter.
So you go up and say you want a purple splatter.
Yeah.
She's like, we got a splatter! And you see a couple of guys like one at the bar starts like clapping their hands against it, like their fists up and down. And it's at this you kind of notice the guy that's like sitting at the bar up next to you kind of turns with a big toothy grin, seeing this, and starts. He's a dwarf in a bear cloak with a big horned helm, bright red hair and beard, and when he starts hitting his fists on it, it is like the bar is shaking with, and you can see these massive rippling guns on this dude. Go ahead and roll me a quick history.
I'm gonna lean over to
Just your intelligence.
Alcohol and just.
Well, she
make
gets
it-
that half her proficiency probably.
I'm gonna lean over to Alcohol because I'm probably still near him and be like, "What's going on?"
It's like,
That's
a
a
splatter
20
shot.
total.
20 total. You recognize this person. You would know.
Yeah, we're
And
carving
any-
a statue of this dude.
And anybody who looks over there who was walking in earlier would recognize this guy's visage from a statue you saw being freshly carved. You would know that this is Warben Cragcrown, brother of the king, younger brother of the king,
Oh.
and famed dwarf hero.
Say something cool. Big friends with them.
Give us that piece of paper.
Well, I'm gonna do more than that.
And then they come back.
Oh no!
And you see that they go to this smaller, like, kind of, it looks like it's made of some sort of, like, dark gray charcoal ash wood, little, like, why can't I think of the word cask? That has a kind of dark metal tap on it, and as they kind of twist it, and there's a smaller glass, but it's like still like a decently high one, and as they pour it out, you can see what comes out isn't really purple at all. What comes out is kind of this deep neon, like a dark green, but a neon dark green, semi-clear liquid that comes out as like more plops than it is as a pour. As you see dilute purple worm venom poured out into this. And he kind of reaches behind a different section of the bar, and you can see he pulls out what looks like a stoppered bottle, pops it, and pours a little bit out of it into a shot glass. And he walks over and he says, I drink quick before it froths over. And he like waits for you to put your hand on it, and he drops the antitoxin into the dilute purple worm venom. And as it kerplops in and like they hit, it immediately like as antitoxin hits poison.
Okay.
Give me a Constitution save.
Constitution.
Con saves of just a +1. Because you don't get bonus to your saves.
Oh no.
Did you already use your inspiration from last
No.
time? Did you?
No, I got one more.
Alright.
Got one more.
You can re-roll.
You can re-roll it if you want to. You don't have to.
You don't have to.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so just erase that.
You have to race it when you spin.
So
Someone will go back and watch the old video and be like, she did use it.
She did use it. What
No,
a
I
cheater.
have one
She's
left.
using it to not throw up the
Hey!
Crit
What a
success.
Crit success. You pick it up, clap it, and as you don't even, it doesn't hit your lip. You pour it straight down, catching it without missing a drop of froth. As it pours down, you gulp it down,
Dragonborns can do that.
and they got big mouths.
They
and,
unhinge their jaw.
and everyone's and you down it, and you and crank it down without even.
Burp up fire.
Most people, there's at least some tears involved. You choke it down. It is not pleasant. It is not pleasant. But you don't even flinch. And everyone's like at the bar, and this big old guy's and he claps you on the back a couple times, and it's like each time it hits your back.
Can I try to blow some smoke out of my nose and give him a wink?
Go ahead and give me a persuasion.
Can I try and blow some smoke up his ass?
I'm not
You're
gonna
a fire.
sit here.
You're a gold dragon, so yours is fire breath. I'd say you could blow some smoke.
That's 24.
Ooh, 24. This guy turns and blows the smoke down across his face. He's like, I gotta know you. It's less of like an offer and more of like his hand hits your shoulder and suddenly you're in the chair next to him. And he's like,
guys, go on without
She's
me.
gonna use it.
Well,
he's like, get us some bronze brews over here.
Get us that paper we need.
Yes.
Baron, maybe we do have an in with the Cragcrown. I say to myself as we're leaving the bar.
Oh my god. Of course.
Is everybody else rolling
It's
out?
the persuasion.
I'm gonna roll out with Axel here to the Ruby Hearts.
Yeah, I'll take him.
No, Rune Fist.
Or Ruby
Rune
Fist.
Heart. I'll
Rune Hearts, yeah.
guide him down to the
To the rune heart.
the
to the atrium.
atrium.
Okay. The atrium being kind of the magic item shop of the rune hearts. The two of you haven't said anything. Where are you guys going? We're staying. Will you stay or will you go now?
Go now.
I don't know if they're here.
If you go, there will be trouble. But if you stay, it will be double.
double.
But I guess
Team
I'll
rocket blast off. The speed of light. What?
I'm going. I don't know
Surrender
where.
now.
Like you're leaving with everyone else?
Fight.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
This is an ARP question. That took way too long. What are you doing?
I'm going to try to hang out with Big Dwarf Man.
Kind of go over with them. If you like walk over to sit with them, are you being like, I don't know this guy, or are you being like, my friend, and letting him sit?
Roll
How
for it.
cool-
Roll a
how
D.
cool are
Roll a
He's not
D100. Let's see.
You drew the picture of him. How cool is it?
How dopey are you gonna act like you know dopey is the question. Dopey eyes.
The nice part of me would let him sit.
How cool.
Why are you doing this so dirty like that?
That's a 19. No.
No.
You don't act like you know him?
I don't.
Okay, so you like sit down and she's kind of cold shouldering you and he doesn't seem
To be fair, you did
acknowledge you
just
very much.
meet.
You did just meet, and
I
to be
am
fair, you
trying
can't look her in
to
the
get
eyes.
in with the king. getting an inn does not involve you.
I'm gonna try to cruise my way through this. That's what I'm
Okay.
gonna do. So I'm gonna.
What are you trying to do?
I say. I already forgot.
I think you have to do the shot too.
Lala.
Lala.
I say, Lala, if you were a dwarf, you'd be a true one. Like, what's the guy's name again?
Learn history.
I would know. I live here.
But you've also lived cloistered in a temple for most of that
that
time.
is
An
true.
advantaged history because you're a local. An advantaged history because you're a
Hassle
local.
me, I'm local.
It's not a super hard check, and you'll have advantage on it. But I want you to have a chance to be because you can't recall it.
13.
You know his name is Warbin Cragcrown.
Warbin. I'm gonna write that down. I say, just like you, Warbin.
Now give me the persuasion.
Fuck off.
13.
13? He's like, it seems like less he's not like shunning towards you, but he seems more like, this guy gets it because you're rooting for this dragonborn you just saw take the shot really easily.
Yeah.
It's more like, I'm into this one, and you're agreeing with me that this one's cool. So he's kind of like...
He's not kicking you to the
You've got
curb.
an end to the table, though. You've got an end to the
Okay.
table, you're sitting with him now.
Okay.
And he's
I-
gonna be like, a true dwarf indeed, this one would be. But you're a big rotten dragon, aren't you? And he claps you on the back a couple times more. So, what's your story? What's your name?
Lala.
Is that the story or the name?
That's the name.
He seems like he's maybe one sheet to the wind, not two.
I'm a knight.
Nor even three.
Not yet all sheets.
Yeah.
I'm a knight and a bard.
A knight and a bard, huh? Sing me a song, tell me a story.
Oh,
Roll a performance.
okay.
Sorry, I'm telling her to make rolls now. I'm not the DM.
Uh-huh.
I'm not saying that you have to do anything.
I want that die, because you clearly
And
rigged
I
it.
It is indeed a 24. No, wait, no. That'd be, you get half her, it's your...
I'm gonna bring out
For
my
performance, 25? But a crit 25.
what do I got? I'm gonna bring out my harp
Okay.
for this one.
Sing me a song, you're the dragon man.
She even had a song already.
Alright,
let's hear
you
it.
don't have to, you do as much as you want to do.
I saw a lady by the lake. She was quite hairy and also quite thick. Nor was she fake, she beckoned me over. She beckoned me close. I could smell her breath. Reluctantly approach. She whispered to me all of my dreams. I ran for the hills. She called me so hauntingly, ran for a mile. Thank God I got away from that smelly ass witch.
Still his kind of woman, though.
He's like, that sounds like the kind of woman you marry. Make many spawn with, not run away from.
I'm gonna hear, here.
Clink.
Wait,
So you're a knight. Of what order?
You should have it there.
I have, God damn it, I just wrote Jaxie Knight I follow.
It's the Gentleman Knights.
The gentleman, thank you.
The Gentleman Knights. Well, of course. That would be from the Dragonlands down south. That makes sense.
Yes, it does. Born and raised.
You like chirped up all of a sudden. I thought you were about to say something. I didn't interrupt you.
No.
Oh, okay.
He's
That's
just
just term you're being twitchy.
he's just admiring his work because he helped make that better.
Although there were some things that you wrote down that I thought you were trying to write. Like I thought you wanted Mile to be Mill. So I wrote lyrics along with the word Mill. And so when you said Mile, I was like, oh, I see.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's cool. It's fine.
He's gonna tell you that. I'm sorry. I'm having a really hard time focusing right now. Are you looking at me? Or the bar? Are you wanting a drink too, Frank?
Yes, of course. I am a true dwarf.
Another bronze brew.
I do like this guy.
I do like this guy too.
Okay. I'm also an adventurer.
An adventurer, huh?
Yes, I.
Beat up a number.
What?
We just beat up a number.
Oh, we just. I tore off the head of an umber oak. Hulk.
Number oak.
Umber.
A whole oak tree.
I haven't heard of an umber oak, but it sounds
With
very
your bare
impressive.
hands?
No, of course. And I'm gonna pull out my scimitar, and the fresh blood that still is on it.
Because you're lazy and didn't swing it.
That's not better.
Seems like it would be.
I think Lala's about to get a boyfriend here.
A fine blade indeed. Oh my gosh.
You are the DM. You decide how far is too far.
I decide. I mean, you keep growing crit successes. Like, I don't know. He says, well, I'm a bit of an adventurer myself. I know. Son of a king can't be an adventurer, they say. But third son of a king. I got no responsibilities. And you know that, you're like, third son of a king, you know that there's the king and you know there's him, but even with your previous history check, you don't know of any other Cragcrown brothers.
He's like the heir.
This guy, you don't know.
Oh.
Do you want to give me another advantage history check? To
He's not the heir, but he's the only one making a name for himself and doing anything interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe his brothers are.
You know that his brother does not have a great reputation. Like, he's very much the figurehead king. Like, he's just like, I party and have fun and don't really care about my responsibilities, and I like it that way, because I'm rich and don't have to do anything. And that's kind of the brother's,
But has he heard
17.
anything?
17. You're
About the
pretty
giant
you're
throwing
like,
rocks into
there
the
was
sea.
an eldest
Maybe
brother, a third brother, but you're pretty sure he died, you don't remember
I'll
how.
get that information for a fish boy.
You just don't hold on to
Yeah,
that
hold
information.
that.
What was your history?
You have initiative.
As a bonus action, I say nothing.
I will say that.
Say what?
I'll say you had another brother, correct?
Well, there was, of course, for a brief time, King Furtus Cragcrown, but as we all know, I'm the third son of a king. I never expected I would be the king. But for those of you maybe from out of town, don't
Talking
know,
to the one person.
the one
at the
person
table.
there.
A giant whole dragonborn sitting in front of him.
My eldest brother Furtus had the heart of a lion. That lion died of a heart attack. And he was softer than cave moss. So he left no heirs. When he passed, I got a little worried. But Ivelius and that damned woman he found, they prop out little dwarfs in broods like Kruthix. So I'm just fine to adventure, so long as my brother doesn't die before his eldest son raises to the right age. The time being, he's only 23.
Which for the dwarves is like 137. So
But you'd have to go through a lot of children to stop, to make me have to be the heir.
This guy's not expecting to live another 100 years.
He's like, if I die tomorrow, I die happy.
You know, like getting a statue in the hall approaching means you've done something cool. You don't know exactly what he's done. You know he's done something cool.
Yeah, the biggest muscles.
the biggest muscles.
I
They
don't
had to tear
know.
down the statue of the previous.
With all the
dwarf.
people I've seen a giant statue of, I think yours looks the best.
Roll me another persuasion. This one with advantage because you are absolutely
Crushing it?
Crushing it so far.
So,
so 18 plus 5 is 23.
23.
yeah.
And he kind of is like, are you sure? I don't think they fully captured me. He kind of like does like the hands on shoulders, like flexes, or hands on hips, like flex
Does
shoulder.
he do the peck thing?
the bongos.
I feel like, I don't know.
This
I
guy would get along great with Tertius.
This guy is
They
Buff
would
Body Bravo.
literally just do like, they would have like a flexing competition.
respectable muscles.
Respectable.
I don't know. I think your muscles are much bigger in person.
Oh, you. I don't know whether. I would say that you're sly, like some sort of cave lizard, yet beautiful, like a cave crystal cluster.
Listen, we all know one thing about dwarves: is they're all about the caves.
That's because I'm a woman.
The man's not much of a poet.
I assumed, but I didn't want to. You know, it's hard to tell with your kind.
Thank you.
But your scales are very golden, like a dragon horde.
I thought he was.
He's like, I'm such a fucking poet.
I thought he was just gonna say gold. It's a golden, like gold.
And I do like
Oh my God.
shimmer my
You
scales.
shimmer him in the light. Ooh.
Lala is about to get a goddamn boyfriend.
Listen,
That's how it
She's
is.
inheriting
As
a
long as
kid
starts
boyfriend,
dating
so-
him.
Deep delvers.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to get us an in.
listen. Oh,
And
you're getting
maybe-
him in, all right.
And a prince boyfriend.
The prince.
Alright, calm down.
Technically, currently prince. Technically, currently prince. Because if King Ivelius Cragcrown, the current king, died, he would be the next in line up until Ivelius' son came of age.
Technically, heir to the throne. Which is hilarious to me that he's like, oh yeah, I'm the third son. Totally like glossing over that he is currently heir to the throne.
And you notice, like, he's not here. He doesn't seem particularly armed, and you don't see like
He's armed.
you don't see like
armed with
guards
something.
around with him. He's not like marching around with royal
Look,
entourage.
The
Listen.
barbarian doesn't need to bring their greatsword to the party in order to win the ensuing ambush.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's like Jason Momoa having bodyguards that are a lot smaller than him, and it just looks ridiculous.
Give me one last just flat persuasion roll.
Wait,
Just flat. So
Oh,
Wait,
wait. Hold on.
I say,
I'm here to ruin everything.
I say, but a true dwarf would fancy a true dwarven woman.
Wait, you're trying to cock now?
I'm trying to get us in!
You know what?
Listen, he's the character.
Roll,
he's
roll me
talked nothing about
persuasion.
except
Roll me
for true
persuasion.
dwarves.
What is it?
6.
He rolled a 2.
I have a +4 persuasion. I've had one successful roll in like 8 tries.
You deserve it.
He's gonna be like, look, friend, I know your eyes are not entirely arranged correctly, but this is a beautiful pillar of a woman here. And if you've got a problem, you can get walking.
Ooh, you.
And he kind of like puts a hand on the bar intentionally to flex his arm to kind of like back off a little bit.
Prince Cragcrown.
Can
did
I
not like
roll
Why
to
double
set
down?
his clothes on
Do
fire?
not.
You want to double down?
I mean, with one.
I mean, I do have my own motive. Just saying.
I guess you
set
do.
him on fire.
Oh,
Just a little bit.
It's okay. He's
With
just
my
one on
mouth,
fire.
of course.
Just a little fire to like.
Just
I
a little
say-
bit, like a little crack will come out.
I'm doubling down. And I'm gonna get killed.
I'm just
say-
trying to. You can stop, drop, and roll.
Woman Cragcrown, I thought you were a true dwarf.
That's it! And he stands up. And he says, how about this, buddy? We wrestle for it.
You're gonna wrestle him?
Hey, mister, you want to wrestle?
And he's like, one moment, we'll all be back to you shortly, my golden
I'm
beauty.
gonna-
No, give him bardic inspiration. Oh, I guess it hasn't been. I assume we just got here.
No, it hasn't
Yeah,
been
so
out of true rest.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I
You haven't
ran
back
out.
yet?
Ran
Okay. And he just kind of stands up and he's like, wrestle! He You see people start to like tries like stand up and just like lift up the table they're at and slide it to make
This
an
is
opening in the middle.
this is literally the Simpsons scene. I'm in danger.
And you see him like he like takes his helmet, picks it up, and he swings it down, sticking the horn into the bar top to leave it behind. Slides his bear
die.
cloak off onto the bar top, onto the stool behind him, revealing a ripped, chiseled physique.
If you
As he goes out into the middle and starts getting wrestling. All right, come on.
I'll match him. I'm
Yeah.
doing this. I'm doing it.
On the graph,
too.
you have,
Oh, yeah.
He is never going to
around, and you're right at the peak of finding out.
He's like, first one flat on their back loses, and has to get out of this fucking place, and not show their face here the rest of the night.
Listen, if you somehow win this, oh my god.
I think we win either way.
I think the audience wins.
And goes in front of you, and he comes up at you, and
He's never gonna
you're
see-
wrestling.
He's not
There's
gonna
no initiative. It's just going to be opposed athletics rolls.
He is
To
not
wrestling
going to
doesn't
know
like
which.
coworkers.
He is never going to know which way
Cock
he's coming
blocking
from
and then the
because
fight
his
with your
eyes are just in every direction.
This man, I'm gonna chew his ass out so badly.
What is it?
Man, I've been rolling like fucking garbage this entire campaign. I guess that would be.
Plus your strength, probably.
Athletics.
Yeah.
Athletics is strength.
2. This is +2 for you.
It's strength.
Mhm.
I think.
Six.
6.
He rolled really bad and still doubled. We're talking low single digits. And so you're gonna go up to start. It's not immediate. It's the first to win 3. So it's kind of, you line up, you guys lock up, and immediately it's kind of like, you lock up, and he swings around, and he's got you in a headlock, and he's like,
I feel like for this, since you're already down, you need to roll mini die.
he's like, you're gonna have to do better than that, little dwarf. And I need another opposed athletics.
Oh.
Oh, that's a much better roll. What?
This is a much better roll too. 17.
17? Okay. He kind of squeezes tighter, and he pops you up onto one hip. It looks like he's getting ready to do the raise and slam as he gets a 27 on that.
Wow. He's probably got. What is his?
I guess
It's more than plus
10.
Sure.
It's more than +2. He rolled very high on that one.
The 20th level barbarian is not.
Listen, he probably does not have much
He rolled
wisdom,
the same thing he
and it's
rolled on
all.
the first one that time, though. It's another not great roll this last one.
Oh, we got some tricksy shenanigans going on.
Should I?
You're gonna cheat in a wrestling match?
Wow.
No.
You really-
I'm a true dwarf. I want
Alright.
to.
True to, I was gonna say.
He doesn't
wow.
have a tricksy bone in his body. He's about to not have any bones in his
I was
body.
thinking about, I was thinking about using hold person.
Technically, successful in wrestling.
He's currently using hold person on you. You want to roll it?
A 6
again.
A 6.
He wins.
He wins even though he rolled real bad again. So he kind of has you up on his shoulder, and then it's whoop. And it's less of like a throw you and a more a pick you up in the air and then drop down on top of you, and he lands on your stomach and it's like as he lands on your chest, knocking the wind out of you. And he pushes off you and raises back up, and he's like, "Who's your true dwarf now, huh?"
Whoa.
Damn!
Go cry.
I say you are a true dwarf.
And he'll reach a hand down to
Yeah.
boost you up.
Yes.
And he'll say, "You're damn right." Slap you on the ass and then turn around and go back to the
There
wall.
you go.
To slap somebody else on the ass.
That would
Hopefully our other party member.
that would make a much different sound. Just drag it.
Give me one last advantage, persuasion.
You get to roll 2, so.
Take the high.
Hey,
Plus 5.
Oh.
So a 15.
15. For the sake of not having to RP the rest of this, it is not a like, let's you and me go take a tumble. It's like, he seems legitimately interested in you. And if you try to like make a sexual advance on him, he seems to be like, this is this is not the right way to do things. I have to court you. He seems to be legitimately interested in you to some level.
You have created.
And that's how Lala ended up as the queen
Queen
of
of
the
Wars. Queen Crag. Lala Purina Lorlepsis Cragcrown.
You have made sophisticated grimes
By accident.
Cool.
The rest of you, after some time traveling through this area, arrive outside the atrium.
I feel like a fight just happened here. At the
Well,
bar.
what we've seen right here is the bard, once again, rolling to seduce every single possible player character, like main character, but actually succeeding in moving the story forward. Wait a second.
That's what
As
bards
we leave,
do.
I was going to ask you, walk out with me if there are any libraries in the city.
We're going. Basically, we're going to the
Yeah,
magic
there's not like a great library here. You know,
Dwarves can't read.
One of the temples might have something.
There's kind of technically two
I just
temples,
love
but
that
there's
dwarves
really
can't read.
one of the temples is more of a hospital than a temple. The
That was
family of
very mean. I
Stone
love
is like the
That's
Dwarven
a
church,
fantastic
and there
throwaway
is
joke. Right?
Yeah.
a decent library there, but it's
Exactly.
mostly like Dwarven history and Dwarven religious texts that they would keep.
That's not what I'm looking for.
Other books would probably be scattered through other smaller stores. You know the rune hearts? If you're looking for something more arcane, the rune hearts might have some more of that kind of stuff, but theirs is pretty specifically dealing in the arcane. They're not like a great collection of like broad knowledge.
Would
That might be
they?
perfect.
Go and make a quick history check for me as well.
Would the rune hearts off, like just on an off chance, rune hearts or like,
19.
or maybe any of like the temples? Would they have any information on the Underdark and like what
That's exactly what I'm
items
going
are going to be?
I want to figure out
Found.
like what bits of pieces of Underdark monsters are valuable for magic, so we know what to collect.
What to collect off of those. There's a chance the rune hearts would have something like that. More likely, if you're looking for something like that, it'd be specifically with like people who deal in expeditions. You think that an expedition sort of like shop that would sell supplies might also have some things like that. With your
Would be a
history of
good place to
19,
go to after.
just in terms of asking about libraries, you know that you are semi-close to the biggest library on the planet, which is known as the Archive, and is on the island chain off to the, like, it's outside this mountain range and on an island chain that goes like along the side of this mountain range, in a place called the Kibitachi Isles. The Kibitachi Isles has the Archive, which is as much a massive like temple of the god of knowledge as it is a archive of knowledge. But
That is very handy to know for future reference when we have some downtime.
And you know that the agents of the archive tend to be everywhere. There's a very good chance that there's some members of the archive in this city because there's lots of weird texts in the Underdark that they might want.
Do they like wear
If
a
the rune hearts
uniform?
don't want these items.
You don't
Base camp
wouldn't
maybe.
recognize that necessarily. You know that I believe Ogma is the god of knowledge that they worship. You would know
I
that if
think
you see a
one
holy
of
symbol of
the,
Ogma, there's a decent chance it's related to the archive. And you know that the Kibitachi Isles, with that history check, are populated almost entirely by shifters, by like people who try to transform into bestial
rad as
forms.
fuck.
That's awesome.
And so if you see a person who's a shifter and has a symbol of Ogma, it is a very likelihood that they are probably in some way related to the archive.
I'm gonna keep my eye out for any of them.
Okay.
Any of them shifty types.
The base camp specifically like expedition gear for the Underdark. But if rune hearts don't want the eyes, something like troll spits might.
Okay.
At least it'd be another place to, or things found, but that's probably not odd enough for things found.
You would think that if the item you have would be useful for a ritual, the rune hearts would want it. If it'd be useful for a potion, then troll spits would want it. With this item, you could make an arcana check to, if someone wants to try and determine whether or not it'd be useful.
I
That's
have a
not-
-1 in Arcana.
I'll make a Arcana roll.
Okay.
Candle doesn't exactly have a university
Dang,
education.
should have used
You
my.
also
That's a crit fail.
I call
Um,
this.
None of you have any idea if this is useful for Arcana. If you want to make, if any of you do you have like herbology or like herbalists or potion making supply proficiency, you could make a nature. It'd be a harder nature to gain.
I do technically have nature. All it's really doing is canceling out my -2 intelligence.
20 total.
20 total.
13 total.
13, 5,
6.
6. With a 20 total, you're pretty confident. You don't remember exactly what it does, but you're pretty sure that like these weird aberration monstrosity eyes that are like have these kind of psychic abilities are a potion supply for some rarer potions.
No.
You don't know exactly what they do because you don't have that background, but you know that you've seen things that they're like made from the finest eyes of an aboleth or whatever that they say from the Underdark and things like that.
Whatever they said in the commercials.
Mhm.
Those damn psychic commercials that they beam into your brain. Okay. So that's
So would you,
Oh,
so would you
yeah.
rather go
Okay.
to Troll Spits than the Atrium?
If it's not too far out of the way.
Or would you?
They're both equally far out.
Or do you still want to go to the Atrium?
Well,
to,
I
just
feel
to
like-
talk to the Runehearts.
I feel like the Troll Spits will be our best bet then, just because we have no idea if it's worth anything to the arcane.
I kind of still want to go to the Runehearts, though, just to see if my contact is there.
Well, you can go.
Yeah.
I can guide people all over the city.
Yeah. Well, since we're going to the Runehearts anyway, we'll stick with Runehearts. You can
Runehearts
see if
first.
there's contacts there.
Going to the atrium to start.
Yeah.
Okay.
No reason why we can't make offers to both.
Yeah.
We got 2 eyes, of course.
Of course. The atrium is a large building that's kind of set into one corner of this cavern, and you notice it's like there's kind of a large complex built into the cave wall behind it that you know is kind of the Runeheart facility itself, where rituals, dormitories of those people, laboratories of those people all kind of are intertwined in a kind of mesh of labyrinthian wizardy bullshit along the back wall, and there's kind of array of bridges that comes from that and meets in a center building that actually like is a storefront to the street. And this it's some sort of like it's walled in like a like shape that has sides. It's not circular, but there's so many small sides to it. You're not sure if there's like 100, 200 panels. You're not sure if it's like a dodecagram or what the actual shape would be, but it's like so many that it's nearly circular but not quite, and has a couple of doors set into different parts of the walkway coming up to it.
It's like a giant golf ball.
Yeah, very much.
And you can see at this like kind of later portion, there's always kind of, you know, in Skygate it's kind of always daytime and always nighttime at the same time, but this seems to be like less frequented right now. The shop seems a little less busy.
Fair
Yep.
enough. Well,
You're the fancy talking boss man.
you're goddamn right.
I'll walk in with Axel.
Okay.
I'll go knock on the door.
Yeah. The door.
Oh,
It's like this is a store.
Oh, okay.
Like you can just
There's
walk in if it's open.
Skygate's 24/7.
Yeah. The city that never sleeps.
Yeah, pretty much.
And behind the counter, you see a stern-looking dwarven woman with short black hair, wearing like finely tailored purple robes.
Good evening, madam.
Good evening.
I have some monster parts that might be of interest to you. Freshly acquired from an Umberhulk.
Let's see what you got. And you can see, like, entering into this building, she's got a desk that she sits at that's like fully encircling around her. Similarly, like little boxes around, like little flat surfaces, not an actual circle. That seems like her chair can swivel along the outside of. And you can see, like, set into the walls, there's all sorts of compartments and things. There's nothing like displayed out inside of anything. It seems like this thing goes like impossibly tall and has all these different shelves and books, or not book, like bookcase sections with some books showing, like mostly it seems like drawers that slide out.
Okay.
Seems alright.
And you can see there are some like large ladders that like swivel, and then they'll like have these little like kind of almost claws that'll like climb up to another section and then swivel the other way, and there's like some dwarves and robes on there who seem to be sliding and like pulling things in and out of them.
Is one of
They
those
seem
like,
incredibly
deja vu?
fine.
So that's one of the things that you
Ladders
just see in the
around
background. Like the background animation is like a dwarf just like deja vuing across the.
Deja vu. I've been in this place.
So yeah, I'll go up and I'll pull out our little game sack and pull out the 2 Umberhulk eyes.
Okay.
Expertly extracted, I might say, with my excellent dicks.
And she kind of reaches into the like kind of overcloak of this purple tailored robe and pulls out what looks like a wand, and kind of like it seems at first like, oh, what's she gonna cast? And she kind of just like lightly taps it on the eye and moves it to kind of look around at it.
It's a huge girl stick.
It's like I don't want to touch an overall guy with my bare hands.
Stick.
And she's like, they seem fresh.
Oh, very fresh. I like point at like the scratches and stuff. I mean, like, oh, very fresh.
We took it down not too long ago.
The fresher the better. More useful. For the both of them... Let's see here. She has a decision to make about two people. I'll offer you 100 gold each.
Can I make an insight check?
Roll it.
Plus 2. 17.
17. You get the sense that she is leaving room for profit, but not harshly undercutting you.
Fair.
It seems like she could afford to give it to you for a little more, but she seems to be taking you as someone who, as a group, who doesn't understand what they're good for, so she can offer you a little less.
Luckily, she's right. So I'll say, well, I was also thinking about taking them to the troll spits.
Troll sticks. Somebody hit you with the troll stick.
Yeah.
It's like a
They
drumstick.
have a troll stick.
They have a cave stick.
The troll spits. I happen to know that they're very useful in certain rare potions.
Give me deception or persuasion, whichever you prefer.
I believe they are exactly the same for me. No, deception is 2 points better. 20 total.
20 total. She's gonna kind of eye you up and down, and like
Poker face.
Well, they could be used in potions, though that is a waste of their potential.
Imagining mind controlling people with the umber face.
Yeah. When we come back later, it turns out the Rune Hearts are like the big bad guy of the campaign. They have like the
How
mind
much
control
does it cost to
device.
have my eyes replaced with those?
They're like giant.
But everybody does what you want them to do.
Can we
so-
please put those eyes into
You'd have to crack his skull wide open to make space for those with those little beady things there before.
What about just a pair of goggles with those things? Just put them on and mind control people.
She says, "How about 150 each? And you don't have to get the troll spits involved."
That sounds pretty good.
But you just talked her into a 50% increase in the
Yeah, that's 300 gold for the company.
Yeah. 300 gold it is.
Take it?
Yeah.
Okay. She,
Fool.
I got you. Oh, okay, we'll take this back.
you see her, she like kind of reaches under your section of desk and pulls out in bags at a time, like 100 gold bags at a time, 3 of them.
Nice.
And
Mark
then
that down.
you see her kind of like looking up, and she kind of whips the wand, and a smaller drawer you see opens, and as it does, it's kind of like it seems like it's an airtight drawer, like as it comes out, and you see her like point towards one eye, bring it up, set it inside of it, point towards the other, bring it up, set it inside, and then it closes with like a
This is some real Harry Potter shit.
Well,
some
I'll play doing business.
Earth Wizard bullshittery.
We're with the Vickelroy Expeditions Company, so we might be seeing you again shortly.
expedition company.
Well, we don't have our writ yet, but we're working on it. I guess a couple more.
You're
umber
looking for
holes.
supplies? Why would you be seeing us?
Well, to sell you monster parts and things like
Ah.
that. Yeah. Or to do business, we can. I mean, we'd love to, distribute your wares topside if you have open contracts.
I'm not one to discuss contracts, but I could.
I look very sharp.
I could see if one of our representatives was available.
That would be excellent. Once again, I am like scuffed up. Like I was bloodied. I don't think I did take some healing. So I'm like, I look like I was in a fight. Like it looks like I've just killed this Umber Hulk. Like and yeah, like I just killed Umber Hulk and then wandered in here to give her
Let's
some.
see how well you guys are. Apparently pretty well. You see her.
I think that's
Never
kind of
been against a
apparent.
Sicilian. When death is.
You see her kind of
pretty
like
apparent
her
that
chair
we're
kind of
lucky.
swivel along another direction, so her back's facing towards you, and you see her kind of press her wand against her cheek, and then point forward through another doorway that seems to lead back towards those bridges, and you hear like seems to be muttering under her breath.
You guys, have you seen the Enter the Spider-Verse memes where it's like they're hiding in the vents and he's like, this is pretty classic supervillain stuff. He's like, this is pretty classic mage stuff. Next she's gonna say, hey, there's some fuckers out here for coming to ask you.
And then she swivels back around in this chair and says, an associate will be out shortly.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
On the off chance, is Milo Runehart still in town?
She gives you a very, like, confused look. And she says, yes, he's on his way up here to talk with you all.
Hey!
How do you know Milo? And it seems like she's suddenly, like, it's kind of like a...
Did she just notice the tiefling?
Well, no, just like, she's confused that you know the name, and it's like, just like, I'm confused that you just happened to mention the person I just messaged. But then she's kind of like, how does an outsider know Milo? Like, what's your background? Like, it seems like there's a little bit of like, eyeing you up and down now.
I'll explain. Like, Milo used to deliver goods to my company, we shall say, but the group I used to be a part of.
What group would that be?
I don't remember the day. They were the.
You get us thrown out of here.
Well, let's just say they were not I'm trying to think of how I want to word this. I don't think I'll get us thrown out of here because they did business with Milo. So, yeah, I'll just say it was the formerly known as the Cult of Levitus or Levistus. Sorry.
Levitus. I haven't heard of that.
Anyone who's there can roll a religion check if you want.
Oh,
I think I have a -1 to this.
I have a +1.
Wow, I still rolled a 17.
12.
12?
9.
9? 12? Not someone good.
All I was
17?
like, oh,
You're
great, it's
pretty
gonna
sure
be
that's
cold.
like a devil from hell.
Mm.
You're not sure specifically which one, but you're pretty
Hence-
sure that's a
hence
devil
why
from
an
hell.
old
Like a
friend-
big bad devil from hell.
Hence
An old-
why I
an old
put
friend of mine
the
used to-
formerly known as.
An old friend of mine used to swear by that name.
Now they're known. Now they're known as
Makes
Peter.
for good swears.
Peter.
And she kind of like cocks an eyebrow and she's like, very curious. And then she swivels away from you.
Just meet the
Swivels
You just
dramatically.
meet the strangest people working for this company.
And walking through the door,
Nobleman,
one of you
devil
recognize and the
worshippers.
rest of you meet for the first time, Milo Runehart. He is a dwarf. He is covered in teal runic tattoos, and he wears like kind of loose-fitting, kind of baggier pants and a loose-fitting vest with a thin shirt underneath.
Sick tats, bro.
Casual Friday.
Yeah, Casual Friday.
He's kind of, apart from that, is entirely shaved on his face. Like he's got eyebrows, but he doesn't have a beard or any hair. And like there are tattoos on like face, cheeks, head of these kind of weird runic, bluish, green, tealish tattoos.
Rad.
And he kind of walks up and he's like, "Hello, hello."
Well, glad to meet you, Milo.
Now you look familiar to me.
I would assume so. We've met on several occasions.
Your friends, previous friends.
Previous friends, yes. Well, I
Did
would
you
not
have-
call them friends.
Something to do with that?
Leave that. Yes.
Well, we'll just say yes.
Yeah.
I'll leave it at yes.
Yes.
And he kind of like, he's kind of. That was a rather lucrative contract we had.
Well, sorry to say, they were.
Speaking of lucrative contracts.
Segways!
Sorry to interrupt your backstory.
No, he's like, no, thank you.
I'll take it from here.
I'll take it from here. Speaking of lucrative
I don't have persuasion, so there was just no way I was gonna.
Talk your way in.
Uh-uh.
He seems to be distracted, at least, by what you
I'm here as a representative of the Vickelroy Distribution Company and soon-to-be Expedition Company. We're looking to move goods topside and hopefully soon bringing up some wealth from the Underdark once we get our writ set up. But I just brought your associate here a pair of Umber Hulk eyes. A very lucrative deal for both of us, it seems. And I'd like to continue that relationship moving forward.
it would certainly be agreeable for you to sell us any parts you find in the expeditions. However, I'm not certain this company is established enough for us to be doing distribution business with you.
We
That's
do have a standing
understandable.
contract with the Flintbeards.
It's true. We do have a standing. We already have a standing contract with the Flintbeards, and we're working to expand our business.
You are not the first company to approach us, and to put it directly, you would not be the last that we turned away should leadership decide to do that. Apart from the ability to distribute product, what would you bring that is a lucrative partnership to us? We negotiate our own contracts quite regularly on the surface.
I see. Well, we are a group of capable individuals. At this point, accomplished monster slayers, if I do say so myself. It's like, once again, scratch shit. Like, let's see. We're a diverse group of capable individuals. If there was something that you needed to outsource, you might say, to such a group, we could be high on that list.
What is everyone's alignment in the room?
I'm chaotic good.
Chaotic good.
I don't have anything written down, but I'm going to assume chaotic neutral, probably bordering on chaotic good.
You're definitely chaotic good. Maybe chaotic neutral if you're feeling frisky.
Evil.
Lawful good.
Technically. on the technicality that he hasn't murdered any friends this week.
Lawful good, not lawful nice.
It's pretty nice. Mostly doesn't say
Yeah.
anything.
That helps.
We probably won't work in an orphan crushing machine. I'm gonna say it's not high on the list.
I think I have a problem with this.
He's going to say, it is unlikely that leadership will see that as a concrete enough reason to do business.
Well,
But
understandable.
I will certainly bring the name to their attention, and should they decide yours a worthy company, they will certainly reach out. Or should you be able to bring a more lucrative offer to the table,
Well,
then that is something to be considered.
these are all just initial feelers. We had the opportunity to talk to you while we were here, and we wanted to make forays in that direction. So I appreciate your time, and any good word or past business relations you can put in for us. That's every string we can pull on.
I will certainly bring forward all of that.
I don't know if that second part is as good as the first part.
And all of you are able to notice that his eyes linger just a second longer on Zeraxis when he says that. It seems, and not in like a, yeah, my buddy, but like a, all of that.
Yeah, I
to
will
them.
keep an eye out on you, because you have some dangerous individuals working for you. Yeah, that's all we can really ask for. So I appreciate it.
If
I don't
there's
think
nothing
we-
else that I can help you with, please feel free to peruse the shop, and I will be returning back to my quarters.
Yes.
Right before he does, I'm going to stop him. Just be like, Milo, question for you, if at all possible here. I know the business was lucrative. Do you have any idea what exactly my company was after? I have a faint idea, but do you have an exact? They went to you for specific items.
He's going to say, your previous group by all my understandings, for what I was negotiating the sale of, were involved in rituals. Rituals to create. And like he says create, and he like locks eyes with you and doesn't say anything for what is an almost uncomfortably long pause.
Yeah.
And he says, and rituals to bind.
Bind or find?
Bind.
Find. Okay.
It is my understanding that they weren't buying ritualistic pieces to create anymore, but we're still buying ritualistic pieces to find before we've stopped receiving orders.
What are the odds? Okay, out of character moment. What are the odds that I know what the ritual was, like, that they were doing to find?
You would know that, I mean, out of character, you were semi-intrinsic towards completing the rituals they were trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
They were using aspects of you in order to do that, but they were not necessarily allowing you privy to that information.
Okay.
You know that it probably has something to do with your bloodline by what they were
What they would tell me,
needing of
yes.
you.
Yes.
This is another like Jim looking at the camera. What have I gotten myself?
What are the odds I can get some of this? I could potentially get some of the supplies on a lower scale
To complete a similar ritual?
to attempt.
And he kind of cocks an eye at you.
I am a ritual caster, after all.
Do you have such magics in order to complete these rituals?
I know you're.
I'm a wizard.
Yeah. I just kind of glance
Oh,
over
you're
at
a
Act.
wizard. No.
I kinda-
You're wizard. No.
I kind of glance over at Axel and I'll be like, I can probably make it work. I just.
I need you to trust me. We're gonna summon the devil.
Well, not the aid.
Yeah. Just.
One of them.
He says,
Asmodeus.
in order for such a ritual to be complete, if you are attempting to do what they were attempting to do, I am not sure a small scale will be an option. But we could certainly give you the supplies needed, though one of the supplies I believe you already have. Again, his eyes lingering on you a somewhat uncomfortable amount of time.
Why you gotta be
yeah.
so uncool about it?
I'll look at him and be like,
He's being very...
he's
straightforward about it.
very
I feel like
straightforward.
He's not acting cool.
But I feel this
'Cause
way about you too. The more
Because
this guy's in the company. He's a drunk.
yeah, because one of the items he's mentioning is just
and
from
this
my
guy's a
bloodline.
cultist trying to summon
Right.
the devil.
Quite literally.
Quite literally, yeah.
Why are these people my co-workers?
Yeah.
Are
Lines
you
of his
a
blood.
good Christian boy or something?
Well, that much is obvious. I was at
There's
least
probably
privy
whatever this
to
world's closest
that information.
analog to that.
I would caution you, though,
Or a Mormon boy.
if you... I would caution you, though. Some things are best not found. Though, all things hidden are valuable.
Well, but
Valuable but dangerous.
yeah, I'm trying to think how I want to word this here.
He sounds kind of like the narrator from Darkest Dungeon. It's like,
And you guys know, I'm not just being a weirdo. This guy, I am being a weirdo because he is. Like, he
Right.
overly enunciates every word he says. He seems to, like, intentionally speak very clearly with everything he says.
he comes from casting spells a lot.
Because you know, when you talk to him in the past, that, like, since you have a relationship kind of back and forth with this guy, you know that you haven't heard of a language he doesn't speak. He seems like he's very intentional with his words, and you know that he spoke to many different members of your previous group in many different languages.
When you speak in Abyssal, you really have to work on your enunciation so you don't accidentally say something that you should not
If
say.
you say the wrong name, you summon that thing in front of you, so you better fucking... I was trying to order a sandwich from the demon sub shop, and instead I summoned Bleasel.
I was trying to order a sandwich from Demon John's, but
No, I said Beazle sub! Beazle sub!
Can I get a full Beazle sub with the jalapeno chips?
No, I said Beazle sub.
Beazle sub.
Extra spicy.
So, I'll look at him and after he says like what he says, and I'll just be like, well, for what I'm looking to accomplish, this is more of a necessity.
Fair enough.
Stupid.
If you're looking for enough supplies to complete the ritual I assume they were attempting, I believe it could be supplied to you without the knowledge of said ritual or the practitioner to be able to perform it at a cost of 800 gold.
Okay, well, I'm well short of that, but once funds have been acquired, I will be back.
Very well.
I'll be back.
And then I'll kind of like, I feel like this would be a wrong move, but I just kind of like slowly reach out my hand like to shake his if he'll shake it.
He'll shake your hand.
Yeah.
And it's like a practice handshake of somebody who's done business.
Yeah.
Firm, but not needlessly firm.
Yeah.
And he makes eye contact with you as he does it.
He's been
We shake,
practicing.
and it's like okay, this is like a
Well,
deal
he's got
set in
nature,
motion
so
once
he can
this once requirements are met.
Axel's practice mage.
And I'll walk back to the group after that.
Okay.
To answer your question about whether Theogar's
How long have
We're
we been
close. We're close.
Been
probably did
making-
at some point go door to door with his brother trying to recruit people to a cause.
Have you heard of our Lord and Savior Theogar?
It wasn't an after-school program, if that's what you're wondering.
So it was not a religious cause.
Excuse me, sir. Can I interest you in a revolution?
No, the revolution. So,
All right.
never a revolution.
Elder
thinks they do.
Theogard?
Huh?
Elder Theogard?
No.
Or sorry, Brother Theogard.
No,
Sorry.
So I assume that's the end of you guys being
That's
at
the
the
day,
Roomheart
I
shop,
think.
and you're trying.
I was trying to be like,
heading-
Unless they have
Exactly.
a rod of the.
Oh, as soon as we leave, I'm gonna start asking Zaraxis a lot of questions.
Okay.
What was that all about?
But all in due time.
That sounded pretty weird. I think maybe we got to know who we're working with. What was that about a cult?
We'll wait till we're back at the office. Not something to be.
Does Vickelroy know about all this?
I would assume so.
That's why you hired me.
All information will be explained back at the dorms or whatever.
Office. After,
Office.
I assume you guys are going to travel back to the offices.
Yeah, it's probably getting close to the end of the day.
Okay.
I might.
We're assuming.
Well, I'm certainly looking at my tennis
Is
feet.
there anybody who makes maps of the Underdark?
Lots
Or
of people
claims?
try. Lots of people claim. You know that you could probably find some at this
Base
Underdark, the base camp, but anyone who mapping the Underdark is such a difficult three-dimensional puzzle. People tend to map the path they took and where it ended up. It's not a branching map with multiple options. It's like when I got to this place, I took this turn. It's more directions than it is maps.
I'd like to go buy a couple of the sort of some of the maps, a couple of the maps in Underdark, ones that are more or as general as I can get, because once we are actually moving into the Underdark, one of my first goals is going to be figuring out which maps are accurate.
Okay. Really quickly, that'll probably be a job for tomorrow.
That's fine.
As you know that business is run by a surfacer, and most surfacer businesses tend to follow surfacer
Okay,
time,
that's
so
fine.
he's probably closed for the evening, but would absolutely be open the next day.
And I'll just head back.
Okay. Something to remember for the next morning, absolutely.
So when we get to the office, our
I
other two
assume
companions are back.
you are back there.
Seeing as you got kicked
He's
out.
been crying in an alleyway.
Yeah, that's right.
You'll be back. Lala, he's happy to talk your ear off for the night, and I'd share drinks and have conversation, but he's absolutely not going back to your place or inviting you to his, because he is
He's
a
a
true
gentleman.
dwarf and a gentleman.
I would like to.
And you have impressed him. You have not just attracted him. You have impressed him.
And that's how our Gold Dragonborn became Queen of the Dwarves.
If that's not the perfect explanation of like rolling like 2 crits and like high 20s on every roll, it's like you didn't just seduce him, you impressed him. And that's something entirely different.
I am marriage material, god damn it!
Material girl.
Material girl.
Material girl.
I'm going to ask him out on another
But-
date.
Oh,
A specific something?
But Vickelroy,
As
I'm a
they're
material girl.
talking, you do hear a lot of the Bronze Tap people here saying that there is a big event coming up at the Bronze Tap, which is the one, the only.
Port Festival.
One moment. Yeah.
I want to go back. I want to go back to the Pork Festival so bad.
That the one, the only, Beda Bronze Tap herself,
Good.
the leader of the Bronze Tap clan, will be playing her harp and singing in 3 days' time at the Bronze Tap. And you know when Beda Bronze Tap does her performances, it's like pretty irregular that she does like a big harp is like the rarest of them, and that it's like it's not everyone in a corner playing different music, it's like everyone listening to her when she plays.
All eyes on me.
But how
Get the hell
good
out.
is she actually?
Well,
Is it a sold-out show?
In
Because
Legends,
she's,
she is the best harp player that's ever been.
I'm going to ask him.
isn't harp like your thing? No, you have
One of them.
One of
I'm
them.
at-
Yeah.
One of them.
One of them. I'm going to ask him if he would like to go with me.
He says that I will be there.
When is it?
3
In
days.
3 days' time, this same place.
3
Are you gonna try at the?
I will wear my finest furs, popping the helmet off and singing it.
You gonna try and
Oh, it's not a
out harp
screw
the?
I'm a bard,
He
but I'm not
torched it down to
stupid.
I'm not stupid. I can't.
Well,
I'm
it's
not
a
gonna
crick his neck.
outbar the person that owns the Bronze Tap. That's a good way of getting kicked out forever of the Bronze Tap.
Yeah.
I love this place. So I will just kiss his hand goodnight.
You kiss his hand. He kind of, a hand kind of instinctively comes up as he blushes a little. He like straightens back up and he's like, and good night to you, fair lady.
This reminds me of the time that I was playing a noblewoman who spent the whole campaign rescuing a knight from a tower.
exactly.
It's
We got-
like,
You were the princess saving a knight from a town.
Got some real role reversal stuff.
it's wonderful stuff. I love it so much.
Yeah,
That's
you are.
right.
You are right.
And this guy is a
He's a
prince.
prince. It's so perfect. It writes itself, people. It writes itself.
So we'll say for the sake of this that all you guys kind of reconvene. Dermy's been there a little longer, but everyone will kind of reconvene back at the Inverted Peaks. At the Inverted Peaks.
I'm
And
gonna go
if you
up
guys-
to you.
Oh.
What the fuck was that?
I'm paying attention already.
Yeah. I know.
I couldn't bear to see my brother doing unpure things.
Oh god.
Unpure things.
You were the complete opposite of Jeffrey.
Whatever's
He
going
is-
on in this room, I'm staying out of it.
He is a grown dwarf.
He's a true dwarf. This is all. I will not speak any further.
I have spoken.
What is
I have
between
spoken.
me and a grown
No more.
man?
I am done speaking of it.
If you want to kiss him, that's on you.
I am done speaking. I
That's
will
probably
adjourn.
where you can leave it here.
I'm gonna
Lala
spit
sounds
on the
like he's
floor and
jealous
walk
of
away.
We got some tension.
Calm. Calm. Deep breath.
This is exactly how
I'm
you
just
want
trying to
the
get us
workers
in on the prince. You know how valuable that would be? This guy over here is trying to cock block me.
You seem like a pretty nice guy too.
He's trying to walk a block.
That's birds. That's birds.
It might,
What are birds
I think-
but feathered lizards?
I think it might be
might be
right.
both.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
I think
I'm
I'm not
pretty
right.
sure, isn't
I'm
that
not
the
right
sound
with
that
that
Pac-Man makes?
I'll find Vickelroy and drop off our 300 gold profit.
Okay.
I mean, our 250 gold profit.
I mean,
Good job.
the 300 gold for selling that, like, that's not necessarily, like, that is not the company's property just because you guys killed it while you're acting as agents. It's your guys. If you wanted to take that money and if you were taking that money and giving it to him, he will probably assume it as I'm trying to make a payment on my loan with this
Oh,
to
I
start
see.
helping pay off, like making an additional one since he's kind of fronting that for you.
So you've got 1, 2, 3,
There's
4, 5, 6.
You could literally
So
get
everyone gets
50
gold.
everybody.
Okay. In that case, since we're all together, everyone gets 50 gold.
Bonus.
If it's stuff like specifically you're doing for the company, then it's like you have to follow those rules. But if you guys find a buck on the street while you're operating as agents, you don't have to give that
That's
buck to
That's-
the company.
Makes sense. Then, let's see. I have... You know what? No, I'll hold on to it until I need to make the payment, because you never know when you might need a couple hundred gold in the back pocket, you know?
Any other conversation that's happening that evening?
While we're back, like, so you were gonna explain to us a little more about your cult.
Cold.
Former cults, I should mention.
You seem the cult leader type.
I was not the cult leader. I was the, what would I even, like, I don't
Prisoner?
want, like, cult.
Guinea pig?
You were a child
bag?
of the cult.
Yeah, that's. I guess that's kind of the way.
Quite literally.
I was literally the child of the cult.
Somebody gave birth to you?
Well, I mean, yes.
I would assume
I would assume so.
Well,
Yes.
Normally how it works.
Well,
I just don't imagine anything coming from that, but... I got
Let's
other than
just
a
say.
demon.
Let's just say. My mother, rest her soul, she was forced to give birth to, obviously, a demon child. One who is said to find a certain object within... Let's just say find a certain object to release a demon lord. But the cults, before they were able to succeed in any of their rituals, needless, as you all heard, destroyed said cults and have gone on my own path.
Did you kill them all?
and you're
Yes.
definitely not going to summon a demon lord, right?
If so, it's to destroy him.
Oh.
Seems fair enough.
Skeptical.
Probably good money in destroying demon lords.
Nah, there's no
I
money.
would roll an insight, but
There's good money in working for demon lords.
Right.
Yeah, but I feel like they'd never actually pay.
Why'd you scratch your ear?
The-
I feel like they'd never pay.
Vickelroy comes out. There's good money working for you.
I'll kind of just throw this out there. It's like, listen, it's all in the past for now. Nothing can be done at the moment. Cult is destroyed. No moves can be made. That demon lord is currently sitting in a prison somewhere in hell.
Thegar, don't be racist towards the tiefling. Stop. We'll talk to HR about that.
Not by choice.
In order for him to do anything, he'll have to survive the Underdark first, which is not a guarantee for any of us.
That's true. We got bigger problems.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, he was raised in cold. That must be hell.
Well, figuratively and literally.
HR. Straight to HR.
Goddamn.
Lala,
And insensitive. Terminated. And with that, I assume that's where you guys are going to kind of convene for the evening, get a night's sleep, maybe some stay up late, whatever you guys do, but that is where we're going to call this episode.
I need a long rest.
I
Yeah,
think that you
same
guys got
here.
kind of battered up that day. It's a good
Yeah.
time for a long rest, a good night's sleep, and arising the next morning will be the start of the next episode. So thank you everybody for watching Skygate, and we will see you in the next one.